Hi, I'm Jamey from Still My Art Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Death Roads All-Stars. And just to let you know, I work with the publisher that makes this game. I run Still My Art Games, and this is the company that publishes it, the Knights of Unity, publishes the digital version of Scythe. They were very kind to reach out to me and say they wanted to send me a copy of this. I normally don't accept copies of games for free, but they're a close partner. I could tell it meant a lot for them to share this game with me, and so I wanted to talk about it on my channel. I got the chance to play it the other day with 3 players, and it really is, it's outside of the normal type of game that I play. I love racing games, but this is also just as much a racing game as it is a combat survival game. And I think it's the juxtaposition between those two elements in the game that really makes it shine. It really makes it stand out from other racing games that I played recently and enjoyed, like Downforce and Heat, some of my favorite racing games. And others like Ready, Set, Bet, and Camel Up, where you aren't representing a racer. In this game, you very much are representing a racer. This was the car that I played with in the first race, because I often play red. And this game has a combination of racers and cars. So you get a combination of a player mat or a car mat like this and a character mat. And on your turn, you are playing a card and, if you'd like, activating an ability on your special character. So you're doing 2 different things potentially. But it's your choice. You can also stall a little bit and just do one of those things. Either do the card or the character ability. So I like that combination, that choice between the two. And there is, oftentimes in games you're like, okay, why wouldn't I take 2 actions if I have them? But in this game, there is a reason to linger behind each round and save up some of those actions until the other players have passed. In addition to this combination, this asymmetric pairing here of car and character, each deck that you have is also an asymmetric combination that is just as much, like I said, racing as it is survival. So you have these cards right here. Here's a bunch of cards. You have some cards that are focused on racing. So here's a card that levels up your gear, that has, or levels up, yeah, the gear shift, lets you shift up and lets you move. There's also cards like here, the plasma mark, that has you shoot cars ahead of you. The game basically makes it unavoidable for you to engage with other players in this type of combat mechanism. And even though that isn't a mechanism that I typically pursue when I play games, when a game says, hey, this is just what's happening in the game and everyone opts into it, I enjoy it. I have fun with it. I just go with it. And this game, because it has this combination of the player mat and the car mat, plus the combination of half the cards in your deck being combat, half the cards being racing cards, I think is a nice combination that kind of forces you to do a little bit of both. The object of the game, in that, is also tied to the object of the game, which is to either out-survive all the other players, outlive all the other players, or if there are multiple players who have survived at the end of 6 rounds, that you are the furthest ahead on the racetrack. Let's see. Oh, the last part I wanted to mention is I think life is done really well in this game to prevent players from getting knocked out really, really early. Each player has a life track up here, and you stack 3 tokens up here on this little life track. And when your health, your life is reduced to 0 for the first time, you remove one of those tokens. And then you reset your health back to 9. And that includes overkill. So for example, if I'm at 1 life and someone deals 7 damage to me, I don't lose this token and then lose another 7 damage. Rather, like, this is the stopping point here. I lose 7 life and stop there. I can't go any further and then reset back up to 9. I think that was a really clever way to go, to kind of stagger this this health loss system to prevent a player within a few turns or even a few rounds from just being knocked out of the game right away. So you need to go through this stack actually a total of 3 times. So you remove all 3 tokens, and then after you remove the 3rd token, you still reset over here. So you have 4 runs through this health track before you actually die. In the game that I played, one of us did outlive the others. I think I died first, or my car was destroyed first, and then one of the other players, and then the other one. But it didn't happen until the very last round, or maybe the end of the 5th round. When I was knocked out of the game. I think it was the end of the 5th round, and then the game ended on the next turn too. So I really like that system. I thought it was a really clever system for preventing players from getting knocked out too early. And also a nice little bonus is when you remove one of these tokens, on the back of that token is a little bonus that you gain right away that gives you a reason to perk up and get back in the race even after you've had your life reduced to 0 temporarily. Those are my favorite mechanisms in Death Roads All-Stars, one of many post-apocalyptic racing games that we've seen recently, but this was actually out and available to play. So if you like this genre of games, feel free to check out Death Roads All-Stars. And let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts about other games that do this kind of combination where the game has two very different goals in the game. In this case, racing or outliving and surviving and combat, and where your decks are literally just a 50-50 combination of those two goals, as is the case here. Let me know if you can think of any other games that do that. Thanks.